Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka series. Today is day 8 and we're going to speak on Jana Sanga part 2 of Sastra study marathon. Today is a fantastic day, auspicious day. So today is 19th February 2025, Wednesday. So we have gathered here to go on the discussion. All right. So my gratitude to all of you for joining us and to delve into these studies deeply. All right. So before we do, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namustate Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dina Tarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasitanta Dvantarine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupa Rupanugavarayate Gauravir Bhava Bhume Stomni Dasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarupa Uma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Visabhutali Shrimati Jayapata Swamiti Namani Namacharya Padai Nita Pradai Nigavara Kadai Nagaramatarine Hare Krishna. Okay, let me try again. Live stream when meeting reach. Okay, live on YouTube. Go live. Oh, still cannot. Okay. I'm trying to put on live stream so that I don't need to like download and upload back into the to the YouTube. So it's just, but I don't know. I did all the setting, but still looks like something is not right. Okay, so we continue our discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So where we stopped yesterday, just give me a second. Okay, share screen. So yesterday we stopped at this one should give up association. Have you all marked the thing? Correct, right?
Yes, Guru, correct.
Page 21 actually. So just a quick recap of what we have read yesterday. So yesterday also we discussed about this, what are the things that a devotee should avoid and this thing. So one of it we are talking about Sanga, right? Association with women. Right? So yesterday we discussed about a brahmachari and also sannyasi should avoid completely associating with women, Matajis, all right? Because somehow or other, no matter what, men will somehow or other get attracted. Like, okay. So they can somehow or other get attracted no matter what. Huh? So it's always prohibited by them. And also we also understood, other than your wife, you can touch her, you can talk to her, but other than your wife, you are not allowed to touch any other woman. Like the system of hugging, like especially now also is becoming very prominent among Indians now. They see everybody, they hug. Huh? So that's why we always like to point the thing, okay? Pointing, we like to put the hand like this and just say Hare Krishna, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, and all these things, all right? So we make sure there is no touch. Huh? So because of the infatuation and bondage which accrue to a man from attachment to any other object is not a complete as a resulting from the attachment to a woman or to a fellowship of men, all right, who are fond of women. So we understand from here the infatuation bondage that sometimes that comes to a man from any kind of attachment, all right, it's not as complete. So that means, say, like if I'm attached to my house, attached to my car, attached to my, I like to change cars, like Mercedes, I like that. I would love to have good life. Huh? So that is also still not as bad when it's not complete. It's considered not a complete infatuation or bondage, as the resulting from attachment to a woman or the fellow man of fond to a woman, like playboys. Huh? So when we do that, when we associate with these kind of people, we will get completely entangled. Now we only partially entangled, but we go into complete entanglement. Okay. Now then Bhaktivinoda is Thakura is continuing. One should also give up the association of Dharma Dvaji. All right. Dharma Dvajis means the hypocritically devout. Sometimes when you see a people who are hypocrite, they dress up as a mendicant. Sometimes it's quite common when you see, especially nowadays, even in normal Hindu temples. In the normal Hindu temples, you see the priest will be like fully dressed and everything. But outwardly pretend to be a priest, but inwardly he has a different distinct. So he's all hypocrite. That's what recently happened in Ipoh. There's one of the head priests in that Taipusam temple. He passed away. So after he passed away, they found out that he had a drinking habit. After the puja and everything, he goes back and he go for full boozing. So full boozing, and he was not even a vegetarian, but all the while, in fact, most of the weddings he performed. So these are the people hypocritically devout. Okay, outwardly they pretend as a devotee or as a spiritualist, but he's a hypocrite. All right. So now what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling, that one should give up the association of Dharmadvaji, of hypocritical devoted people, with special care. All right, you have to carefully devote them. All right, because those who, okay, now who is that? Those who accept the external signs of Dharma. Externally, they can dress up nicely, dhoti, tilak, and all these things. They actually, but do not actually follow Dharma. Okay, are called, these are the people called Dharma Dvaji. Okay, externally they dress up so nicely, so well and everything, but they do not follow. There are now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining there are two types of Dharma Dvaji. Okay, that means what are the two types? Number one is the hypocrites and the fools. There's two types of people. One is a hypocrite. They only talk, but they don't do. Hypocrite. And second type is the fools, or the cheaters and the cheated. Right? The cheater is a fool, and the cheated is also considered a fool. Right? Such hypocrisy in Jnana Kanda. All right. So where usually we can find them? All right. We usually can find them in here. Such, okay, now we understand. Where can we find them? Such hypocrisy in Jnana Kanda and Karma Kanda is also condemned. All right. So such hypocrisy in Jnana Kanda, in cultivation of knowledge, and also in performing or prescribed duty. All right. These kind of hypocrites and the cheaters and the fools are also condemned. So in devotional service, okay, this hypocrisy runs everything. Okay, this hypocrisy ruins everything, not runs. In devotional service, this hypocrisy ruins everything. Okay, when we're trying to act hypocrite and everything, it destroys everything. Better associate with sense enjoyers. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, it's better to associate with sense enjoyers. For in the whole world, there's no worse association than Dharma Dvajis. Okay, because in the whole world, there's no worse association than Dharma Dvaji. So what he says, just like he was talking about hypocrite, he was talking about that sense enjoyers, karma kandis, and all these things. Some or other they are not good, not good, not good. But in comparison, when he's doing comparison with this Dharma Dvaji, he says it is better. It's okay still to associate with the sense enjoyers, right? But the whole, for in the whole world there is no worse association. So it's a worse association than the Dharma Dvaji. When we associate with Dharma Dvaji or the hypocrites, that is considered the worst association. All right, please underline these words. All right, because when we are in the path, all right, we are all at goal. Okay, again, I'm reminding the goal that we are all going to be a pure devotee. We all aspire to become a pure devotee. So these kind of people, because sometimes we are so innocent. We see everybody as a devotee. We see anyone who dress like a devotee, we address them as devotee and everything. That's why in Rupa Goswami is telling, you must be able to discriminate. Okay, who is first is neophyte. Neophyte means what? So neophyte means the one is a Kanishta Adhikari. All right, Kanishta Adhikari. So what are the many types of Kanishta Adhikari? Number one, the one who only respect the deities but don't misbehave with the devotees. Number two, Kanishta Adhikari, they accept initiation and they are trying their best to control their senses, but sometimes they fail. No, sometimes they try to control, sometimes they cannot follow the 4 regulative principles. They follow, sometimes they cannot wake up for Mangala Arati. Sometimes they can't chant 16 rounds. They struggle. Okay, it's pity them. Actually, it's not to say, we are all in that situation actually. So it's a kind of struggle. So struggling to become a devotee. All right. So that is called, they're all Kanishta. So we must be able, the another type of Kanishta, dress up so nicely, so well, pretend, but end of the day, he is a cheater. So this kind of Dharma Dvajis is something like bogus gurus, like Sai Baba. Huh? Like recently there's what this place name? Shankara Baba. Then this forgot another name. Okay, anyway, so they are usually the pretenders. They call themselves as God. And so that's the thing. It's worse to associate with them. Huh? I remember one of my Sri Vaishnava friend, very dear friend of mine. He's from Sri Vaishnava. He's from South India. He's one of the head priests in this what they call Ashtalakshmi Temple, Basan Nagar in Chennai. His name is Chakravarti Prabhu. So once we were talking about Shankara Baba, a kind of new joker who suddenly claimed himself as God. And he told me this term, he said it's always, we can even accept the people, sometimes, when you see in Hinduism, there's a kind of occult practice where they take the neem leaf, Vapla. You take the neem leaf and go to simply bless people on the head, chase the ghosts away and all this, and they take the neem leaf and they start to dance in trance. He said, it's okay to even trust them, but not this kind of less. And I thought it was a joke. All right. In Tamil, he said it very nicely. Then I was thinking, what does he mean by that? But now, when we look at this, yes, even Bhaktivinoda Thakur also saying the same thing. It's all okay to as sense enjoyers, all this kind of this thing, but it's worse to associate with this kind of Dharma Dvaji. All right, the deceitful. All right, Dharma Dvaji, because now Dharma Dvaji means what? Deceitful. What is deceitful means? They are cheaters. They are cheating. All right, they are deceiving. Okay, they are hypocrite. They're in front of you, okay, nice, everything, and they are considered very dangerous. That means they are a wolf in the garb of a sheep. Okay, so the deceitful Dharma accept the signs of Dharma. They accept, right, the signs of Dharma with the desire to cheat the world. They want to cheat the world. Like Sadhguru. All right. So they all wanted to receive because it's a fantastic life. You just need to juggle your words. They accept dharma. At the same time, they reject dharma. It looks like accepting, but looks like not accepting. Then after that, how do they talk? They simply juggle with words. All right. The word they juggle according to, they use some kind of bombastic English to subdue you. They like to use this kind of little magic show to cheat you. Huh? Like what happened once, I think I shared the story. There's a yogi from Himalayas came after 20 years. And that time Bhaktivinoda Thakura was in their village. So everybody was telling Babuji, there's one yogi coming. He's going to show some miracle. He said, really? What miracle are you going to show? You're going to walk on the river. River in India is not like river in Malaysia. River in Malaysia all look like a drain. When my cousin came from Malaysia, India, he came to Malaysia, he looked at it, he asked, is it Kamaya? Then a Kamaya. Kamay means what? Terusan. Sometimes when you want to send, you cut water to the paddy field, the small pathway, that is called Kamay in Tamil. I asked, is this that waterway to paddy field? I said, no, that's a river. River? It's tiny, you call river? Because in India, river is like ocean, huge, from one corner to one corner. You can't even swim across. It's so big. So he said this thing. Then after that, he came, then suddenly that yogi start to walk on the water. He start walking on the water. From that corner, he came. He arrived at this shore. When that thing happened, Bhaktivinoda Thakur start laughing. Start laughing. Then he called the boatman. He said, I only need to give this flirt 20 paisa. I give you 20 paisa. And he can take me safely from this shore to that shore. For this, he wasted 20 years doing this kind of nonsense meditation. So that's the thing. So they simply accept the form of dharma just with the desire to cheat the world. We have to be very, very careful, my dear Prabhus and mothers. All right? Because this associating with them, even considering them, even when you're going to invite them to your house, have association with them, they will spoil everything. All right? So the desire to cheat the world and also to fulfill their crooked desire. And to fulfill the crooked desire. And they cheat the foolish by helping them in their rascaldom. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is using a heavy words here. So that means what? So that means they accept the dharma, desire to cheat the world, and also to fulfill the crooked desire. And they cheat the foolish, the fools, by helping them in their rascaldom. What is rascaldom means? What is rascal, first of all? First, okay, the hierarchy of stupidity. Right? Step 1, level 1. We can maybe call stupid. Level 2, fool. Right? Level 3, stupidity, this thing. But the supreme level of stupidity. All right? Just like, say, we are a devotee, we want to be a pure devotee. But if I am a fool, I want to be the pure fool, and that pure foolishness will call rascal. The term in English, rascal. Extremely stupid. So that means they want to cheat the foolish people by helping them in their rascaldom. All right? All right? So for some of them, becomes guru and others become disciple. Some they become a guru and some also they become a disciple to cheat. And by trickery, they accumulate wealth, women, false prestige, and material assets. All right? So let's look at trickery, they accumulate wealth. All right? Just like there's one guy in a coat suit, he's quite famous in Malaysia. What guru or something he called? I think he got his term, Sadguru or no, some kind of guru. He always in a coat. Somebody saying something?
Guruji.
Oh, they call him Guruji, is it? So he'll be wearing a coat, a tie, nice tailored suit with a shiny shoe. Right? And his wife will be full of gold, will be sitting there side. And I heard the wife died, and even he didn't reveal the death of his wife. Because everybody will be start wondering how can the goddess can die. Right? So he said, so Guruji is here to bless you. And Guruji says like that, and suddenly he start to do some magic show. He said he put some kavacha and like that, like Ultraman, like Ultraman cartoon. And all the jokers, especially you can see in YouTube, one fat fella coming and running after him. He come near and he'll be like, and he start roll on the ground. because he said, I've already put kavacha around him that nobody can come near him. Come on. Right? So these kind of things. So why? And you see that he's filthy rich. Then also there's another guy from Prem Rawat. Yes, Prem Rawat, there's another guy. He also known as Guruji or some guru something. You know, he owns his own plane. Right? Or he owns his own plane. Just by going around talking craps, talking nonsense. And you know what is the funny thing? The people who follow this kind of Guruji and all these things, they are highly educated people. They are highly educated. They are doctors, they are engineers. They are not an ordinary type of people. Highly educated people. They go there and get cheated. That's why they are known as rascals. Because they couldn't utilize their intelligence and they go and join this kind of situation. You know? So they go there and they get stuck and what they call. So that means what we can understand from here, the material education is not a benchmark to identify an intelligent in a person. It's not a benchmark. All right. We can be very highly qualified. We even can be a great professor or great intellectual. We can have many titles behind you. But that doesn't mean that a person is intelligent. Because we have seen it. Like these kind of people will be tricked and go and follow these kind of clowns. You know, to follow the clowns and thinking them as guru, as God. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur using the word rascaldom. Extremely foolish. Extremely foolish. Right? So, and he initiate people into Raja Yoga. And you know where do you do it? You do it in Putrajaya International Convention Center. 1 day rental, that place is 400,000. And he rent the entire place because he charged 700 ringgit per person for initiation. And there'll be thousands of people will be queuing up just to be initiated by him. Madness, right? You see. Okay, second is to attract women, right? Now you see that this guy, Nityananda, this thing, Swami, he said he created his own country called Kailash. In fact, once I simply tried, and he keeps sending, the group sending me message, no, your Kailash passport is ready. When are you planning to move in? And you see that he's associated with all beautiful girls. And all the beautiful girls are sannyasini. So initiate them into sannyasini so that nobody will marry her. And so they all submit to the Supreme Lord called Sri Nityananda. And somehow he like to talk all kind of jokes. The me in you is the you in me, and the me in you is giving information in me so that I know what is in me and in you. And everybody starts clapping. Ooh. And I was thinking, what a joke. Sometimes I used to tell my friends, you know, if you're very depressed, very stressed, don't go and watch this Mr. Bean comic and all these things. Go and watch his lecture. You will burst out laughing. So these kind of things to attract women. False prestige. False prestige. Sometimes they want to have prestige. All right. Like the Sadguru, he wants prestige. He have all these things. So he's very powerful figure in India now. Okay, because of false prestige. And of course, and all these three people now, they have this thing called the material asset. You know, don't you think it's very easy way to earn money? Just simply juggle with it. Simply talk about life, talk about peace, talk about this crap, that crap, and you just make money. And suddenly you just like, you know, that did any one of you got initiated by Raja Yoga or any kind of meditation kind of process? Have any one of you? Thumbs up if any one of you have experienced that before. Oh, Rusan Chang Mataji, yes. Okay. All right. Because I was also practiced some kind of yoga and I also given that, you know, the thing to do initiation. You know what they do initiation? They tap the back, pang back, and they put this finger and they try to pull the thing up. They are saying that pull the kundalini up from the bottom of your back, hit the backside, and just whoop like that and bring it here. And they start to feel accelerated. Right? So these are the things that they do this kind of initiation and trigger them. And no, I mean, actually, it doesn't make sense. Like even not only we are talking about in Hinduism, even when you look at Christianity, right? Some kind of Christian movement, like, you know, that evangelist movement. Suddenly the pastor will, and everybody will start shaking, and they'll be rolling on the ground. And after that, they get up. And again, another bush. Then so I believe that you all have seen that. Sorry, I'm not criticizing anybody, but sometimes we speak about some foolishness, some what people do. But of course, all of you know these things, so I do not need to elaborate that. But we have to be very careful. All right. So if one gives up the association, he gives up the association of crooked hypocrites, then he can honestly engage in devotional service. Okay. Never ever think that they are part of spiritualists or part of mendicant. Right? Only the TV channel or this kind of any kind of channel, they do not know how to discriminate between them. As long as they see a long matted hair, the long beard, right, with saffron cloth, with all the things around their neck, they have all the ashes around your face, or they are holy men. So they invite them to give a talk. So that's when Srila Prabhupada went to US, he went and joined this one yoga studio. He stayed there. The yoga studio gave him a space to live. You don't have space to live. When drunkard almost to kill him, almost to kill Prabhupada. He said, come and stay with me. But that night he was high on drugs. He almost to kill Prabhupada. And Prabhupada ran away. Then they say, never come and stay in the yoga studio. They allow him to stay in the yoga studio, the person in charge. So when they had satsanga, and all that Mayavadis would start talking, they had a big satsanga, all the Mayavadis start talking. And when they start to talk, he couldn't tolerate. He couldn't tolerate. So when he comes to his turn, he blasts them off. Then again, this thing happened. So until the yoga studio asked him to leave. And through that, then I met this Hayagriva and all that. That's when he went and smoothed them. And that's when everything started to manifest. ISKCON started to manifest. That means, in other words, even Prabhupada, who are living in a foreign country without anybody, any help, and yet he never compromised in his philosophy. And in many kinds of things, like when he goes to Bombay, when there'll be a what they call big pandal program. That means big. They put the tent all over, that 1,000, 2,000 people turn up. So they call all the yogis, all the spiritual people to talk. So then what Prabhupada will do? He said, I will talk first. No, Swami Maharaj, no, I will talk first. I say, okay. So he make sure he capture the mic first. He capture the mic, he blast everything. Because he speak the truth. He speak against Mayavadi. So all these jokers around him is Mayavadis. No, Mayavadi, this and that. And sometimes at one moment, this one particular person was given the first choice. When he was given a first choice. And he started talking. Till Prabhupada cannot take it, he told his disciples, he just show on eyes, start the kirtan. And all the disciples start to do the heavy kirtan. So it's kind of retaliation. So at that moment, some people were excited, some people got very annoyed. Why these Hare Krishna people are like this, But that's the thing, because this kind of association is dangerous. Okay, so honest worship is the only way. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining. So what is the way that honest worship is the only way to attain Krishna's mercy? So we have to pray to Krishna, worship Krishna in a very honest way. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 38. Sa Veda Dhatuhu Padaving Parasya Duranta Viryasya Ratanga Pane Yo Mayaya Santatayanu Vritya Bhajeta Tatpada Saroja Gandam. Only those who render unreserved, that means without hypocrisy, uninterrupted, that means unreserved, or reserve these things, or not interrupted. And number 3 is favorable service, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Krishna, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of this universe by his in his full glory, power, and transcendence. All right. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, that means when a person who worship Krishna, or who render unreserved service, all right, there's no condition. Unreserved means simultaneous. All right, when you see Krishna, suddenly you feel like doing seva. All right, you don't have to, I cannot do this. I cannot go to the kitchen and cook. I cannot clean the kitchen. I cannot, no, there's no like that. Okay, unreserved. At the same time, uninterrupted. That means they don't come and do service as they like. Sometimes, okay, like for instance, some busy devotees, they come, make sure every Sunday they turn up in the temple. All right, every Sunday, no matter what. They turn up in the temple, they do the seva and go. All right. So that is uninterrupted. But some devotees, I feel like if you don't like it, like there's a lot of interruption may happen. All right. And of course, at the same time, they have to perform a favorable service. All right. The service that Krishna prefers. All right. And he can know the universe, he can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power, and transcendence. And again, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Text 42, Lord Brahma tells Narada, Yeshang sa esha Bhagavan dayayet ananta sarvatmana shrito pado yadi nirvya likam te dustaram atitaranti cha deva mayang naisha mamaham iti disshva srgala bakshi. But anyone who is specifically favored, by the same time, anyone who was specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Okay, how? Due to unalloyed service. That means again without hypocrisy. All right. So anyone who was specially favored by the Lord due to unalloyed service, surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. Right? So what we can understand from here. So like for instance, this morning I was listening to lecture by my mentor Pran Govinda Prabhu. We have a live session every morning, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. He was talking. He was saying, do anyone surrenders to Krishna, all karma will get burnt off. Remember that a few days ago we discussed about prarabdha karma. No, was it here? No, Sunday program. Last Sunday program I discussed about this prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma all will be destroyed when a person performs devotional service. All right. The Kutta karma will destroy when a person engages in chanting the holy name. And Sanchita karma will destroy and all this. Yes, fair enough. That means if I just come and surrender to Krishna, can all the karma destroy? The answer is yes and no. All right. So the karma can be destroyed, but no, and it cannot be destroyed because the karmic reaction. Okay, because the question you may ask, okay, sorry, I don't want to go there. So the karmic situation can be only eradicated according to your level of surrender, right? Just like Panchali, what's the name? Draupadi. Just like Draupadi. When Draupadi was trying to be stripped naked in the assembly of Kuru, when the Dushasana started to pull his thing, and she was holding the sari. No, let go. Even the husband couldn't do anything because they lost the pet. All right, because they begged the wife. So the wife is no more belongs to them. They belong to them. Belong to the Kuru. So this is now is the time for me to enjoy you. They're such a crazy. So she was holding, please, husband, help me. Please, grandfather Bhishma, help me. Please, Dronacharya, a great archer, please help me. Please, nobody could say anything. All keep quiet. They just become dumbfounded. All right, because they follow the rules, dharma, but they don't follow that emotion things. Until she couldn't do anything, then what happened? She just simply raised the hand. Krishna, save me. When she raised the hand, Krishna, save me. And suddenly when it started pulling, the sari was keep coming out. It looks like she cannot be stripped naked. Until Dushasana also pengsan. So what happened? Right? So in Harinam Sankirtan, there's one Acharya wrote about this. Say, before Krishna came, all right, because Krishna is somewhere very far away. Before Krishna came, his name came first. Do you all follow what I'm saying? Before Krishna came, his name came first. That's why the name of Krishna is more merciful than Krishna. Okay, we studied that in the glories of Harinam. Okay, because sooner or later we're also going to start this book called Harinam Chintamani. Harinam Chintamani, we will also study this there. So the name of Krishna. So anyway, so that means what happened? So why did I go to the story here? Unsun ocean illusion can understand the Lord. All right. So that means unalloyed. That means anyone was specifically favored by the Lord due to unalloyed, surrendered unto the service, can overcome the insurmountable ocean. Okay, the ocean, the deep ocean of illusion, and can understand the Lord. All right. So anyway, why did I come to the story here? Can you all please enlighten me? Because my mind, I've got too many things running and I just didn't pay attention. Why did I say about the story of Draupadi? Anyone? No one followed. Any Krishna? Okay. The level of surrender. Okay, the level of surrender. So it's not necessary that when we surrender to Krishna, all our karma is took off. So like how Draupadi, when she was holding on the sari, the help didn't come. When she let it go and she fully surrendered to Krishna, the entire thing has been taken off. Okay. So we are all trying a lifetime effort of surrendering to Krishna. First, we start as Kanishta. So now we are trying to become a perfect Kanishta. All right. And how to go into the perfect Kanishta, we are also talking, that's when the nectar of instruction comes in. Right. First, we become weak karmi. Okay, we studied yesterday, right? Yesterday, day before yesterday. First, we are weak karmi. Weak karmi means everything is my effort, nothing else matters. But after some time, we start to realize I'm not feeling happy, so I need to do some service. Okay, I got so much of wealth. Why not I donate some wealth to do some service? Then we become karmi. So then we become perfected karmi. That's called karma kanda. Karmi kanda, right? Karma kandi. So now we become a karma kanda. So once we become perfected in karma kanda, then we are going to jnana kanda. So while we are performing karma yoga, karma kanda, we are acquiring knowledge here and there. So we are going to jnana kanda. So in jnana kanda, first we started off in a small way, right? Like how we all started before in Gita Gyan. Most of you are Gita Gyan students. Start from Gita Gyan slowly, step by step. Now today you're coming to the level of you're deepening your jnana kanda, right? Maybe some of you may feel why this knowledge looks so deep, so in depth. It looks so heavy for me. Or sometimes, why does he need to talk about like this kind of bogus gurus? Like just now the bogus gurus that I've mentioned, because we are in serious studies. We are no longer a devotee that all of you are not a new devotee. Now is the time we have to go in seriously in the subject matter. So the seriousness of subject matter, that's why I've selected this Bhaktiyaloka. After seeing that situation happening, after you see all your way that is reciprocated, the transformation happened to you after reading this nectar of instruction. Okay, that's why we are going into Bhaktiyaloka. So now Bhaktiyaloka, because we need to protect ourselves, we must know who is our enemy. All right, we cannot say, like for instance, like some says, this is the proverb that my mother used to tell. And I used to tell that is the proverb of a loser. I used to tell my mother, you have created a loser. You have given birth to a loser because we listen to you. But of course, that time also, when we were passionate about business and all this, my mom used to tell me, I say, don't talk nonsense. In Tamil, she used to use the proverb, a favorite proverb. Oorodai pagai, veroda kadum. Ooroda pagai, veroda kadum. Right? Enmity with people around, it spoils from the root. Okay, Ooroda pagai. That means you're creating enmity with so many people, and that effect it's the destruction will start from the root. That means from the root itself, a person will die. That means you shouldn't like create this kind of enmity. So Ooroda pagai veroda. So that means like for instance, so that's why because that's when we try to learn all these things, that mother used to tell me all these kind of things and everything, because we must understand. At first, I didn't understand. I said, what nonsense you're teaching? Who cares? Who cares who wrote? As long as I can make money, as long as I can make my next fortune, my another container is coming, estimated profit, X amount is good enough. Like that, if I can bring 120 containers per year, I'm different level. Because I was an importer, I used to bring containers from Japan, right? I go there personally, dismantle the cars and trucks, pack in a container and bring it to Malaysia. So I was there. So what are you talking there? But now I start to realize, all right? Start to realize. So what I start to realize is that is called that I was in the level of Vikarmi. Even I was a devotee, I was in the level of Vikarmi. Don't give me all this advice. Because this kind of advice, it is a morally ethical advice. You can be as rich as you want, you can be, but be very gracious to others. Be humble to others. Don't have that kind of what they call the ego. In Tamil, we call mandakaravam. Don't have that mandakaravam. Don't have that ego. So that's when whatever things that Krishna, that's why I say, during my business, Krishna showed me everything. And I have done everything. What does it mean to be an extremely egoistic person? False ego. Extreme level, right? And the intelligence is spoiled, deluded. How does it feel like when the intelligence is lost? Huh? And number 3, false ego, intelligence, and mind. What happened if your mind get agitated? After Krishna gave me a tight slap, he took everything away from me. My mind was so agitated. I was even thinking of committing suicide. I was thinking, even thought of suicidal. What's the point? I will start to think, you know what? For an honorable man, dishonor is worse than death. Dishonor. People are dishonoring people. You are bankrupt. And that's when I start to understand my mother's proverb. That means enmity with everyone will destroy you from the root. So when I lost everything, I don't have anyone with me. And I was blaming the whole world. Oh, I have money. Everybody was with me. When I don't have money, nobody's with me. Actually, it's my problem because I never befriended anyone. All right. So that's the thing I'm telling you. So we have to be careful. That's why we say surrender unto the service. So we have to surrender unto the service. So, but of course, it's also my good fortune. Right? Because of my previous life, when I was younger time, I was practicing bhakti and everything. Somehow or other, Krishna showed me the best and the worst of the world out there. Okay, now by doing that, if I get an opportunity to get, I'll be very careful. Or in fact, I may reject that opportunity. No more. People wanted me to start back spare parts. I said no. Why? Because I don't want to get entangled anymore. Because now Krishna is providing everything very nicely. And I can still happily, without any stress, any anxiety, I can still go on doing these morning classes. You know, have discussion, wonderful discussion with you, not without looking at my watch. Oh, when my boss going to call, what do you want? No, not like that. All right. So we have to be very, very careful. So the reason why we are studying these quite a heavy subject here, because we need to get that experience. All right. So we need to protect ourselves. You have came this far. It's not a joke, you know, my dear Prabhus and mothers. You came to this far of Bhaktiyaloka. It is not an ordinary thing, I'm telling you. After 31 years in ISKCON, myself, only now I am studying Bhaktiyaloka. I've studied, no? Then in Nectar of Instruction, only recently I understood Nectar of Instruction. When I joined Hare Krishna in 93, in 94 February, I got a first gift. A brahmachari gave me a gift. Shanti Vardhana Chaitanya Das, Shanti Vardhana Prabhu. Right, he was a brahmachari in Ipoh. He gave me a gift. He said, I give this book to you as a gift. Just master this book, you'll be a pure devotee of the Lord. But I couldn't understand. And that book is Nectar of Devotion. And I couldn't understand what is the Nectar of Devotion. And that also, we only studied the first wave. There's 4 waves. Then, first region. What is it called? West. Let's start with the West. Right? Okay, it's a geography. I forgot to think. The first, this thing, no, north, south, west, east, you know. So it's like that. So it takes. So it is something that we are considered very fortunate. That's why we have to protect ourselves. Right? Because those anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord. Looks like, I'm not blabbering, but looks like we are, you are all as some kind of favor by the Lord. You have got some kind of favor by Krishna. That's why you're here discussing about this. But always remember, I surrender to Krishna, all my karma goes, no such thing. Your karma goes according to this, your surrender level. Right? According to your surrender level. Okay? But some or other, we have surrendered. Some or other, the process of clearing karma is there. But when we start to go to practice this Bhaktiyaloka, when we go to practice the instruction, then later we go into Nectar of Devotion and maybe before Nectar of Devotion, we can also consider do this Chaitanya Charitam. What they call Harinam Chintamani. It's a very small book only. Right? What they call Haridas Thakur will be explaining what is chanting of holy name. I think it's around 20-30 pages. So once we do this, I'm not surprised that all of you may be a pure devotee in making. So we have to protect ourselves. Sometimes when you protect ourselves, these nasty things around us, we have to be very careful. right? But those who attach to this body, which are meant to be eaten at the end by the dogs and the jackal, cannot do so. So he says, but when a person can overcome surmountable ocean or illusion, can understand the Lord, when he simply surrender unto the service. He surrender unto the service of the Lord, he could pass the thing. But those who are attached to the body, oh, I am this and that, right? So what is his body that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining? Meant to be eaten by, at the end, by dogs and jackals. Sometimes when the body is dead by the roadside, who eats our body? The jackals, wolf, the dogs, they'll come and chew on our body. Or say like if the person fall into the river, drown, our body will be eaten by the fish. Even a tiny fish will get the bite, right? So like that. So this material body is to be given away. There's 3 types of way that this body destroys. One is by cremation. We take the body, we put in the fire and burn it, turn into ash. The body will turn into ash. First thing. Second option is when we bury, the body will be eaten by the worms. The worms and all the things will start to eat up your body. All right? It turns into that. The third choice, like how the Jain religion, Parsi religion, no, they don't cremate, they don't burn. They go to one place, there's a place that look like a stadium. They simply drop the body there and come out. They offer the body back to the nature. So who will eat up the body? The what they call the vulture. The vulture will eat up the body. The vulture will eat up the body, then go to one tree and pass stool. Boom! That means the body will turn into stool. So these are the 3 options. So when a person is so attached to the body, that's not possible for them to understand the supremacy of the spiritual. Okay. So externally exhibiting symptoms of Vaishnava. Now it's continuing. Right? I just changed the color. So now externally exhibiting the symptoms of Vaishnava. Externally, outwardly shows his this thing, but internally remaining a Mayavadi. Is actually pseudo Vaishnava or pseudo Vaishnavism or hypocrisy. So there are people like that. We have to be very careful. All right. I also have experienced this when I first came to Hare Krishna. Anyway, I don't talk about it because if one day if the person watches this video, he's going to get very upset. Rusan Mataji, you want to say something? Okay. Because he's still a devotee, but I regretted joining him when I first came. Joining anyway. So that's the thing. So pretend to be a Vaishnava, but hypocrite is very dangerous. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, okay, it's mentioned there is a description of Ramadas Vivas, who was externally a great Vaishnava, devoted to Lord Ramachandra. Where? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela. Okay, what is this? Ashta Prahara Ramanama, Japena Ratri Dine, Sarvatyaji Chalila, Jagannatha Darashane, Ramadas Yodi Protama Prabhure Mililo, Mahaprabhu Dikantanre Krupana Karilo, Antare Mumukshu Tenho Vidya Garyavan, Sarvachittanyata Prabhu, Sarvajna Bhagavan. Ramadas had renounced everything, was going to see Lord Jagannath. While traveling, he chanted the holy name of Lord Ram 24 hours a day. When Ramadas Vivash met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord did not show him any special mercy. Right? When met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord did not show any special mercy. Although this was their first meeting. Within his heart, Ramadas Vivasa was an impersonalist who desired to merge into existence of the Lord. Right? Even outwardly he was doing this, but inwardly he had that desire to merge in the existence of the Lord. And he was very proud of his learning. Being the omniscient, the supreme, being the omniscient, supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, can understand the heart of everyone, and thus he knew all these things. I know problem. Okay. He's very proud of his learning. So because Krishna is omniscient, he's everywhere, right? He could understand. So now Srila Narottam Das Thakur, another great Acharya in our line, All right, in his great humility, he stated, right? Kama krodo choyo jone, lono puipire nanastane, visaya bunjaya nana mate, oyo mayora dasa, karinana abilasa, tomara smarane gela dure, artalaba e ashe, kapata vaishnave veshe, brahmye bulaya gare gare, vaishnava veshe. Vaishnava oda veshangal. Okay, Prabhu, I'll answer that later. All right. Now, so now it's mentioned here, Kama Krodha, Choya Joni, Lana Pire Nanastani, Vishaya Bunjaya Nanamate, Haya Mayara Das, Karinana Abilas, Tomara Smarane Gela Dure, Artalabe E Ashe, Kapata Vaishnava Veshe, Vaishna Vesam, pretending to be Vaishnava. Brahmiye Bulaya Gare Gare. The 6 enemies is mentioned. Okay, please underline these words. The 6 enemies. Beginning, the enemy what? Begins with what? With lust and anger. Okay, there are 6 enemies, and the enemies begins with lust and anger, are taking me here and there to enjoy various forms of sense gratification. Being servant of Maya, I have unlimited desires, have therefore forgotten you, hoping to gain wealth. I wander from house to house in the dress of Shido Vaishnava. So he's telling Kapati Vaishnava Veshe. Vaishnava Vesata போட்டுக்கிட்டு வீடு பூரா சுத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். That means I pretend to be a Vaishnava and I'm going house to house. But who's singing this? Who is mentioning this? Right? Narottam Das Thakur. So all the devotees usually, they like to put themselves in a very humble state of mind, but not pretending we truly believe in that. They truly believe that I am so insignificant, right? So they are not pretending, Prabhuji, I'm your servant. Really? Can you come and wash my toilet? I cannot laugh. Can you imagine? Bro, I'm your servant. I would like to serve you. Yeah, I think my toilet is so dirty. Can you, if you don't mind, can you come and clean my toilet? I got something on, Prabhuji. So all this thing doesn't work that way, right? So this is the thing. So these are the devotees who totally, fully, completely surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So he's telling, so hoping to gain wealth, and I dress in the Shido Vaishnava. I pretend to be, I dress in the Shido Vaishnava. Okay. Unless one gives up association with this Dharmadvaji, one cannot purely engage in devotional service. Think about it, my dear Prabhus and mothers. If you have anyone in that line, or if you have anyone who really worship this kind of people, keep a minimum contact, because they are your relations, your friends. You can't say anything. But we cannot, the one should give up the association. We should give it up. All right. So this is the thing. And not only that, see, when this book was written, roughly 100 years ago, 100 over years ago, when Bhaktiyaloka was written, that time itself, Bhaktivinoda Thakura is mentioning, most of the people are of this type. Looks like most of the people are of this type. Why do you think? Can anybody answer me quickly? Why do you think that most of the people are like this? Even 100 over years ago, roughly 100 to 120 years ago, Bhaktivinoda Thakur written that most of the people in this world are this type. Why? Can anyone give a shot? Why do you think? Why most of the people are like this? Quickly. Or if you don't understand, if you don't know, just anyone just can say don't know, so I can continue. You all know or not? Come on. Are you all there?
Prabhu, I think the devotional card was not
no,
at the brink.
Not that. What do you think? Why all the people in this are this type? Dharmadvaji means also hypocrite. Why? Any idea, Prabhu? Chaitanya Daya, Prabhu? Anyone?
The nature, Prabhu.
You're almost there. What nature we are talking about? Sadguna Mataji, yes, you're almost there. What nature we are talking about?
Ignorance.
Yeah, of course, ignorance. But overall, nature is only part of it. But what is the overall picture? Why?
False ego. Arrogance.
Huh?
False ego.
False ego. No. Cannot be false ego. Not false ego. Because this is Kali Yuga. What is Kali Yuga means? Age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Please remember that word. Write it down. Kali Yuga is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So in this age, how can a person be not hypocrite? In this age, how can the people are not hypocrite? Because this is the people like that. Because that's when, and we are ex-hypocrites or trying to recover from hypocrisy, we are coming into this way of life. All right? Because that's why it says most people in this world are this type, hypocrites. All right? They can easily quarrel because this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. You all understand now? All right. So most people in this world are this type. Therefore, until one gets the opportunity to associate with pure devotee, until you get an opportunity to associate, he should pass his life engaged in devotional service in a solitary place. All right. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, it's better for you to stay in solitary place. Don't go and join the society and you could spoil everything. But our Bhaktivinoda, our dear Srila Prabhupada have created an environment. He created a house of ISKCON. He created ISKCON so that every one of us can associate with kind of pure devotees. We have so many devotees are visiting us, right? Like last year alone, we have this Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj was there. He came to Malaysia. Then Bhakti Vikna Vinasa, His Holiness Bhakti Vikna Vinasa, Narasingha Maharaj, he comes every 2-3 months once. He always comes. And also we have His Holiness Janananda Goswami came. Then we have His Holiness Pujyapat Bhakti Chaitanya Swami is here. He always comes and goes. Every year, Chinese New Year, he'll be around. Right? So he's got a circle. No, they just go one place. They don't stay in one place. And like that, we have so many pure devotees are visiting us. And secondly is also by through the in Zoom meeting. Okay, there's so many pure devotees. Like I strongly encourage all of you to go and attend this class by my mentor Pran Govinda Prabhu. Pran Govinda Prabhu is amazing devotee. I could say that he's a pure devotee of the Lord. Right? And not only that, there's a lot of lectures by Srila Prabhupada. There's a lot of lectures by my spiritual master Jayapataka Swami. And also whatever your preferred Swami, any guru that attracts you, you can go. You can just go there and don't watch anything they talk bad about these people. Okay, we have already understood. Prajalpa. Don't. There's a lot of things that we can hear. We can learn. All right. So, of course, now we do not need to go into the solitary place. So we can engage our devotional service like this. Right. So the worship is Krishna is not enhanced by associating ill behaved, foolish, and outcasts. Okay. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying the worship of Krishna we cannot be enhanced. We cannot improve when we associate with people like ill behaved, the people who don't have a proper behavior. Or secondly, the people who are foolish. And third is outcast. What is outcast again? Can anyone tell me? What outcast that we are referring here now? Anyone? Uh-oh. Who's this outcast? Forgotten? All right. Outcast here means the one who are meat eaters. The one who eat beef and all these kind of meat eaters. The one who engage in illicit sex. The one who loves gambling. And the one who loves intoxication. All right. So according to that standard, this is the outcast. Formerly, they call them as outcasts, but nowadays it become a common thing. All right. The outcast is not by birth, by character. All right. A person can be born in a Brahmana family, but his character is such, he is also considered outcast. Chandalas, right? Or malichas. Malichas means mala icha. Mala means what? Stool. Icha means enjoyer of the stool. And who they refer to malicha? Malicha refer to the meat eaters. Okay. So these are the things. So we should associate, we must be very careful, right? they are naturally attached to eating. Okay, now it's mentioned here. They are naturally attached to eating meat and drinking wine. And they are not situated in Varnashram Dharma. So they don't stay in any of the Varnashram Dharma. Their character is always unregulated. All right. By associating with the ill-behaved person, the mind becomes polluted. But if those person becomes faithful in devotional service by associating with Vaishnava, and they can gradually get a taste of worshipping Krishna with pure heart. And their association is auspicious, right? So sometimes when you see this kind of outcasts, malichas, chandalas, right? Or misbehavior, this kind of people, and suddenly they will start to associate with devotees. Even when they associate devotees, naturally they give up all these kind of habits. Everything goes away. So they will become, and their association will become purified, and their character, what they call, when they start to associate with Vaishnavas, right? And become faithful in devotional service, they gradually will get a taste for worshipping Krishna with pure heart. So what happens if one day they become a great devotees? We have to worship them. We cannot say once upon a time he was outcast. No. By doing a Pada Puja, washing his leg and taking the water and sprinkling on your head will bring liberation. All right, that's another thing. Okay, we study that later. All right, the liberation. So we have to be very careful. So the outcast is by attitude and character, not by birth. We always must remember that. All right. So now, even if they commit abominable action for some time due to their former nature, all right, even if they commit abominable action for some time due to their former nature, still they are sadhus. Sometimes we see that sometimes when they come back, when they come out from this malicha outcast kind of environment, when they come try to purify, sometimes, in Tamil we call uttakora, tottakora. Sometimes we just give up, but there will be some remnants like touch here, touch there, right? There's some dirt is still there. All right. Sometimes when they can commit abominable, that means the prohibited activities, sometimes they can go back to drinking, sometimes they can try to eat meat. But still we must understand, once they come here, they got the taste, but due to some unfortunate thing, they fall back, and definitely they'll come back in the future. All right. So that's why it's mentioned here that these persons are still, they are sadhus, and we have no right to criticize them. So we have to be very careful. All right. So now it's 10:07. Shall we take a short break or 2 or 3 minutes break? Then we continue our discussion. Okay. 10:07. Just take 3 minutes. Then we continue. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's get to your questions. The level of surrender, is it according to the path of practice, Shraddha, Bhajana, Kriya, Nishta, and Askari, so on? Okay. The level of surrender depends on according to your nature. All right. We cannot fake it. We cannot fake it. So we have to, now you must understand in which level of surrender you are. That's why we are studying this Bhaktiyaloka and Nectar of Instruction and Bhaktiyaloka. So we can identify ourselves in which level am I in. Are you still in Shraddha? All right. Or you are in the level of Nishta. Shraddha means faith. Nishta means deep faith. Which level are you? All right. Then after that, association of devotee, what they call sadhu sanga. Okay. So in whichever state you are, and you surrender accordingly, and according to that state you distinct. But we have actually no worries, because why? The reason I told you that is because that we should understand that we shouldn't be in illusion, thinking that, oh, I surrender to Krishna, everything should be done. No. That's why there's a hierarchy, right? For instance, number one, when you are in Shraddha, you are just practicing devotee, you have a little faith, right? Then after some time, okay, due to the little faith, whatever things impediment, Krishna will start to remove from you. Then you come to firm faith. Where when you achieve firm faith, when you start to have reciprocation with Krishna. So Krishna is, you can feel Krishna with you, and you feel that whatever issues that you have, Krishna is looking after you. Your faith has been increasing. That means you start to improve in your chanting. Right? If you feel your chanting is good and everything, then you go to then Bhajana Kriya, then Sadhu Sangha, and all these things you go out. But Krishna definitely, in my experience, and of course also true, there's a lot of other experiences I've seen, Krishna will never put you in trouble. All right. And Krishna will not create an environment that you can get into trouble. Example, now, Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, you are contractor, you are doing small business. You are doing, say you are doing contract, that means you're renovating house, kitchens and everything. So Krishna will keep you in that way. He give you business, enough business, you can perform your business and you can still come back and surrender and you can still engage in devotional service. But suddenly, someone come and tell you, okay, there is one big project, billion-dollar project, that's a 100, 300, 400 million dollar project. Please come and join. Right? So this kind of opportunity, Krishna sometimes may not give you. Because that kind of things, maybe you have to go there, maybe say like from Johor, maybe you need to do a project in Penang, so you have to stay in the Kongsi, you have to work day and night, you have to handle your workers, all lot of things. So you have no time for bhajana kriya. So these kind of things. You understand, Prabhu? Now
Yes,
I start
thank you.
When I was doing a spare part business, everything was okay. But when I get into the second link Penang Bridge project, the Penang Bridge project, if only the project happens, I should be one of the very wealthy person. Very, very wealthy. But suddenly Badawi stopped that project and gave to China consortium and all our contract has been gone. So Krishna didn't give me that opportunity. But Krishna gave me one tie slap and make me fall and make me realize. So Krishna will never. But in other words, when we have surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will look after all your things. Because our intention to go back home, back to Godhead. We are living in this place. We are renting this body. We are renting the space. So since we are in a rental place, we do not need to take full ownership. My house, my body, my this, my that. Because we are simply renting. Right? So Krishna will never create an environment so that he can go and further get entangled. Right? And the second question in the passage about outcasts, are that their chances to devotional service is far better than the Dharma Dvaji. All right. Should avoid associate Dharma Dvaji than the outcast incomparable. Oh, good question you asked. Dharma Dvaji is like a snake. They will kill you. You can never befriend a snake. Right? Example, like, that there's a snake king in Malaysia. There's one mama guy, Indian Muslim. They call him a snake king. Do you remember that? Anyone remember that? If you remember, put a thumbs up. So that means you know what I'm talking. There's one guy, always like to play with the snake, all the poisonous snake. Any one of you remember? No one, no. Around 10, 15 years ago.
Don't know, Prabhu. Don't know.
You remember, right? So what happened to him?
Don't know, Prabhu. What he might don't know, Prabhu.
Oh, you don't know, right?
Yes, sir. Wait.
The snake that he spat bite him and he died. So he died when the snake that he was playing around, always this, that's why you go kiss the snake and the snake. Like the crocodile hunter, the guy in Australia, he loves to always go and play with all these kind of dangerous animals. But eventually he was stung by the stingray. The stingray stinged him, he died. So like that, so these Dharma Dvajis are like that. But the outcast people are people who are still neutral. So when we do comparison, these outcasts are still okay. All right. And compared to Dharma Dvaji. Okay, Prabhu, Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, everyone, you get my point? Thumbs up if you get my point. All right. Others? So we don't go around and tell people, you are outcast, because we are, don't become like a pseudo caste conscious person. Do you know you're an outcast? We don't talk all these kind of things. All right. We understand. We try understand for our own nourishment. And remember again, for the record, I'm telling you, the outcast is by behavior and character, not by birth. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Now. All right. So even if they commit abominable action for some time, their former life, they still are sadhus. We must always remember that. We don't always call them, oh, you are formally like that. No. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 30-31, it is said, Api chetu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. Sadur eva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisaha. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigachati. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. It says, even if one commits an abominable action. What is abominable action? A terrible action. He's not using the word sinful action or forbidden action. He's mentioned abominable. Abominable means just anything, right? If he should have, even he can kill a cow. He can say if a person even slaughtered a cow, he's a butcher. Or say a person who runs brothel, the prostitute, then he's the, what they call it, I don't know what they call, a pimp. Even he can be a pimp. He sell women. Even he is a rapist. Just name it, any kind of terrible sin. Even that person should have done abortion. Abortion is extremely sinful. So this kind of abominable action. So we must understand, even if one commits the most abominable. So the word Prabhupada translated is more, sorry, not this one. The translator, he says as the most abominable. The word most, that means extremely abominable. Okay, extremely abominable. Okay, if he engage in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly. If he engage in devotional service, he has to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. All right. So that means he knows that once upon a time, I'm such a nasty person. I had a background. I've done many abortions. I had a girlfriend and I raped her and she became pregnant and I aborted the child. And I love to eat steak. When I look at the cow, I feel my mouth is watery. I feel like eating it. That kind of background. But suddenly suddenly that person becomes a devotee and engage in devotional service. We must remember that he is properly situated in his determination. So we should not quote his past. Then what happened? Prabhupada explained here, this is by Srila Prabhupada, because this is Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada. Then he says, he quickly becomes righteous. That means immediately he could give up all kind of bad habits and bad things that he have done. And after that, he also possible to attain lasting peace. O son of Kunti, then he says, O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. So, Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, your question is answered here. Do you see? Right? Even the person can be outcast by character, by terrible sinful. We understand outcast means the one who drink wine and the one who eat meat. So he can be an outcast. But he can quickly, when he engage in devotional service, he quickly becomes righteous. Then attain lasting peace. Then after that, Krishna declared somehow that my devotee never perish. Even he acknowledged this kind of most abominable action people are his devotees. So never perishes means he will never fall down into his thing. That's when the karma will not take action against him. Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, can we go into conversation? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is he there? Oh yeah, okay. You got it, Prabhu? I think he's muted. He's unmuted, but he's not saying. All right, everyone, if you understand this, please put a thumbs up. Nobody understood this? Hare Krishna. Only we even understood. Others don't understand. Nanda Devi Mataji? Rusan Mataji? All right, great. Right. So that means we should know that. So that means we can come from any kind of background. Okay. Which one, Sheila Mataji? Which one you want me to reply? Explain. Which part you want me to explain? Huh? I can't hear you. Are you speaking? Oh, you're sending message. The current, all right. So what it says here, if a person can perform abominable. So abominable means you are talking about the most abominable. Okay. If one commits the most abominable means the terrible sin. Right? Oh, no problem, Rusan Mataji, no problem. So the most abominable, that means he can do a most terrible sin. What are the terrible sin we can think of? Abortion, eating beef, killing cow, killing brahmana. You know, he can do any kind of terrible sin. But when this person, what happened? He engaged in devotion service. He engaged in what? In devotional service. Right? He started to become a devotee. So what happened to him? It started to happen. So that person, even though despite all the sins, he has to be considered as saintly. Right? Because why? Because he is properly situated. Because he have choose the best choice. He is properly situated in his determination. Right? He knows he have at last found the truth to this thing. He become determined. So what happened? He quickly becomes righteous. He become a good person. He give up all these kind of bad habits. He stop associating with women. He stop this kind of nonsense thing, and he stop eating beef and all this thing. He become vegetarian, start to follow the 4 regular principles. So when he do that, what happened? He attains a lasting peace. He'll be very happy. Then after that, Krishna says, "Oh son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes." So now the question is, never perishes means what? Okay, what does it mean by never perishes? So never perishes means, see, when a person who kill a cow, example, just take eating beef. Every fur in the cow body, a person has to be born and die. Born and killed, not die, killed. They'll meet with a terrible death. They born and they get killed. But that person now has become a devotee. So that means what happened? So when say, if he perform bhakti, maybe up to 50% and he dies, in his next birth, he will still continue born in a family of a righteous devotee and continue where he stopped. So the sin of killing cow and eating beef has been taken care. That means the karma didn't work. The karma has been nullified. When all these things possible? When he is performed with determination. Not simply come here and chant Hare Krishna whenever you like, just do. Of course, there will be little. Right? Still, he'll be born as a human being, practice little duty and die in accident. Then again, he born again. Then he do some little seva and he get killed again. You understand what I mean? Like that. So, that is the thing. So, we have to have a determination in our devotional service. So, our determination is not to clear our karma. We have no need to worry about that. Because according to our sadhana, our bhajana, all our karma will destroy accordingly. So we just pay attention how that we can become a pure devotee of the Lord. So the first step of being a pure devotee of the Lord, before you could do anything else, before you think about cooking for Krishna, before you think of worshipping Krishna deity, before you want to go to Parikram, or you want to go to this Golo, you want to go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, or want to go to these holy places, visit them. What is that basic thing that's basic qualification? What is that basic step for you to become a pure devotee of the Lord? Before you could do any of this, even no need Tulsi Puja, even no need to wake up early in the morning, do Samsara Dava. All that secondary. What is that first step? We are standing in a staircase. We are looking upwards. Wow, what is there? What is it? How am I going to go there? But forgotten what is your first step. We always have to see that, yes, that's the ultimate goal. But look down. What is my first step into this glorious bhakti? Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, 16 rounds. Any compromise? No compromise. Prabhupada brought that standard very low. From 64, he brought down 25%. He gave you 75%, what they call, discount. You only need to do 25%, right? But I cannot push into it. Just like sometimes when the child doesn't want to take medicine. Oh, you don't want, huh? You're so sick, drink Panadol. No, mommy, I don't want. Okay, okay. We don't do that. We hold the mouth. What do want? Pour the thing inside. Forcefully. So forcefully start to chant Hare Krishna. You get the taste. You don't get the taste. Whether you're doing offenses, the 10 offenses, all that, don't worry. Put it all aside. Start to get into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mantra on your beats. Right? If you don't have that access to your beats, you can do supplementary on your clicker. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. At least start from there. You know, I was giving a lot of excuses on chanting, but my Guru Maharaj said, use clicker if you're busy. But that has evolved. Until now, I don't feel like using clicker. Beats is the best, right? So you come to that level. Okay. Is there any other way? No other way, no other way, no other way. Isn't that simple process? You just need to hold the beats and start chanting. That's it. You do not need to do yoga. You do not need to do meditation. You do not need to travel to Goloka, Vrindavan. You don't need to go to Mayapur. You don't need to go to Thesis. You don't need to do anything. You know, you don't even think about, I need to be a vegetarian to chant first. No, not necessary. Oh, I need to stop alcohol before I chant Hare Krishna. No, it's not necessary. You know, do it. You eat beef, or you still drinks, or you still have this kind of weakness with women. It's okay. Chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavad Gita and distribute Bhagavad Gita. RDC formula. That is the basic. Read, distribute, and chant. I also given an example of a prostitute, right? A real life story. A prostitute who suddenly she received a Bhagavad Gita, and while she was conversing for the customer, hi, would you like to come with me? Okay, come. So she entertained the client. After entertaining the client, the Bhagavad Gita was just at the what they call, just near the bed, at the drawer. After entertaining the client, go wash hand, wash face, and start reading. Can you imagine? Just after sex, immediately read Bhagavad Gita. Then next, another person comes and put the Bhagavad Gita in sit and continue entertaining the floor. And now she has turned into a fantastic devotee. We have real life experience, right? So RDC formula is the basic formula. Read Bhagavad Gita daily. Chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds daily. And distribute Bhagavad Gita whenever you have that opportunity. Have I answered you? What's the name? Sheila Mataji. Have I answered you? Are you happy with the answer? Are you there? How about others? Are you happy with the answer? If you can put a thumbs up.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm happy about it.
Okay, Nanda Devi Mataji. Okay, great. No, because I want to know, because please don't take me wrong. Why am I going very heavy? Because we are studying Bhaktiyaloka. We are not studying any other basic principle. We are deepening, because you must understand this. Okay, why so hard la? When you go to Nectar of Devotion, you will be melting in the ocean of nectarian honey. I'm getting you prepared for this. All right. So chant Hare Krishna. Please don't compromise in chanting. You can compromise a lot of other things. Huh? Oh, I need to go for this. All that can cancel. Oh, I need to go for a wedding. Even the wedding can cancel. You just can even not bother going to the wedding. Call someone and just say, put some ang pao in my name. I transfer the money to you. Huh? Just put ang pao. Put my name and just give them. Or later you can go and be. It's okay. But chanting your rounds is not to be compromised with anything else, because the chanting is the process that you are connecting directly from Goloka Vrindavan, surpassing all the things in the middle. In the middle, there's a lot of obstacles. After from Goloka Vrindavan is coming all the obstacles and coming, and Krishna is standing and dancing in your tongue. Sometimes you say, yo, I don't feel anything like, I feel frustrated. It's okay. Chant and see how your life start transforming. Okay. So the purpose of this, okay, what is the purpose of this is, if the outcast attain faith, all right, in unalloyed devotional service, this by Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining, by some good fortune, then it can be said that they have attained a genuine path. They have already attained a genuine path. They are all in a good, real, proper, correct path. And there is no doubt that in a short time, they will become pure and peaceful by following the footsteps of Haridas Thakur. Okay, Haridas Thakur is Namacharya. They can do it. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur referring to Haridas Thakur here? Why? Why is he referring to Haridas Thakur? Why? Why is referring to Haridas Thakur? Why? Because when we say it can be said by attaining a genuine path, some good fortune, when he start to engage in unalloyed devotional service, by some good fortune, it can be said that he has attained a genuine path, have attained, right? And there's no doubt, time they too become pure. They also can become pure and peaceful by following the footstep of Haridas Thakur. Why? Who is Haridas Thakur here? Why? What they call Bhaktivinoda Thakur referring to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is Nama Acharya. So when we are talking about following the footsteps of Haridas Thakur, that means he is telling that we should chant the holy name of the Lord, as what I've said just now. So my statement was right. The first step is chanting the holy name. So even a person who was some terribly situated, even an outcast can create a faith in unalloyed devotional service, and through some good fortune, he should be very lucky, maybe by the mercy of devotees, or by mercy of Prabhupada, when he reads some books, or maybe he's due to prarabdha karma, maybe he's 5 births ago, maybe he have served some devotees, even though he's involved in kind of horrible, sinful job, right? So due to that, it can be said that he have attained a genuine path. He can be done it. And also Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning, 7th Goswami is saying, there's no doubt about it. And after that, he continued in a short time. It doesn't take long, because chanting the Hare Krishna mantra immediately will start to give you pleasure. That's why I say every day you should do it. Don't take your time, because you don't know when the pleasure is going to come to your tongue. Maybe today is the day you're supposed to get the pleasure and you don't chant. What a waste. Right? So suddenly, and in a short time, they'll become pure and peaceful. How? By following the footsteps of Haridas Thakur. So here, chanting the holy name. So ill behavior due to one's nature. Say sometimes people don't have a proper behavior. So necessarily remains in some time, right? Due to someone's nature, it will stay in stay for some time. Even though that we have taken up this bhakti, sometimes all our previous behavior, activity, and all the thoughts, habits will still stay with us. Okay, even they have some kind of thing. Such association cannot be called bad. Okay, that kind of association we cannot call as bad association. Are you all following me on this? This please underline. Even though such association cannot be called bad, we cannot call it as a bad association, right? Okay. Sometimes that no, like I have seen. Okay, some devotees say, suddenly when I think about chicken, or suddenly when I pass by, I see that Kentucky Fried Chicken or Mary Brown or something like that. When they put the advertisement, the chicken fry there, when I look at it, suddenly without me realizing, my tongue start watering. Any of you experienced that? No? Suddenly when you feel like a smell of frying egg, your tongue will start watering. Why? because formerly you enjoyed that. Even though now you're on your path of purification, still there is some fault. So when you see some devotees who are not practiced suddenly fall down, what? Never criticize them. They are struggling actually. They're struggling their level best to get rid of that. They're struggling so hard to get rid of that. Right? So don't. This is between he, Guru, and Krishna. We don't straightaway point, oh, see what happened to him, and do Prajalpa, do Dosha Kirtan, put in a YouTube, put in a Facebook, oh, these are hypocrite, gone case. The hypocrite are who? Who's the hypocrite? The one who pretend to be devotees. Okay? They are called as, what they call? What's the name? The term just now is called? Oh, sorry. What is the term is called? It's called as Dharmadvaj. Right? Dharmadvaj. Dharmadvajis are the hypocrites. But the devotees are struggling hard to come out of their impediment. If you think you can help them, you help. If you think you can't, just pray for them. Just pray for them. Never find any fault. Oh, this place gone, case. This place gone. Yes, Vaishnava Prabhu. Yes. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
You give an example of the chicken. Other examples also will be the same result.
Example, what is that, Prabhu? Example of chicken?
And you say when you stop eating chicken, but when you see chicken, sometimes you salivate.
Yeah.
Now, like Yamunacharya, Prabhu. Yamunacharya, you heard about it. He says, whenever he thinks of that, his face turns sour and he'll spit, Prabhu.
Yes.
But sometimes, you seem to enjoy those thoughts. Bro.
Yes.
That is worrying me. Bro.
Yes. See, sometimes when we were...
You understood my question, Babu?
Yes, I did. I understand your question. So, sometimes when we talk about chicken, food and everything, okay, that is something that you can prevent because your tongue has already lost taste. But some kind of subtle kind of desire, very subtle, like sexual desire. Say like a person who have really enjoyed life before. So suddenly when they start to come out of it, whenever they see a ladies with skimpy dress or they see some kind of advertisement or some kind of this and the expression like, like sometimes that's why I say don't watch movies. That Hindi movies, the actresses will be dancing the way they are doing. Sometimes it trigger our lust. Even though that we try to overcome that kind of desire, and we are trying on the way past, suddenly even there will be some kind of bodily reaction. I hope you understand what I mean. There'll be also some bodily reaction. And you start to feel your heart palpitating. Heart will be beating hard. So that is what. So even that. So what happened if you start to go dwell deep into bhakti, like Yamunacharya is supposedly supposed to be the previous Acharya before Ramanuja Acharya in Sri Vaishnava. So when he think about that things of sex, he will just think about it and he find it so disgusting and he spit on it. So what is that understanding of that this kind of activity? Okay, how he put it in words? Two nasty organs are conjoining. Two nasty organs. Right? So when you think about that, so first you think about, wow, because he was a king and he had a fantastic life. Then after that, he realized he gave up the kingdom and he became a mendicant. He settled in Vrindavan. His name became Yamunacharya. He was a king, former king from Tamil Nadu. So then, and he said the thing. So what is that sexual activity is? The two nasty organs are conjoining. All right? The most nastiest organ in our body. Right? The dirtiest, nastiest are joining and create so much of pleasure. When you think about that, oh, yuck, and you spit on it. So that's the thing. So, so it is sometimes normal, Prabhu. Sometimes we have that In fact, sometimes a person who drinks beer, even like I had a struggle when I want to give up beer. Whenever I see the beer sign, that chill beer bottle with some kind of a thing, I can start to feel, how the thing that enters my throat and goes through my stomach. The pleasure, wow,
But you are not the same now, Prabhu.
Yeah, but now it's reduced, Prabhu.
But sometimes at this age also the feeling still comes. You enjoy remembering those things, Prabhu.
Yes. So Bhaktivinoda, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gave a good example of how to do it. Do you know that, Prabhu?
No.
First thing you wake up in the morning, what do you need to do?
Yeah, Prabhu.
You know the process, right?
The shoe and the broom, Prabhu.
Shoe and the broom. I don't mention that because it can be very heavy statement. But try that. I tried that, Prabhu. At night, the shoe therapy and the broom therapy. So first thing at night and first thing in the morning. So some or other. But whatever, all these are superficial. The one and only way, surrender fully to the spiritual master, surrender to your Guru Maharaj, and beg your Guru Maharaj, my dear Guru Maharaj, I am still struggling with this kind of thoughts. Kindly remove these impurities from my mind. And you pray to Prabhupada, my dear Prabhupada, some or other by your mercy, I am already in the path. But these kind of thoughts are coming and haunting me. And I'm so helpless. Please get rid of it from me. Then pray to Krishna. Pray to Krishna. Whenever you chant Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you should think about, before you start the Hare Krishna mantra, you pray to Krishna, my dear Radharani, I am now going to engage. I'm going to start begging you to engage me in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay? That's the
in this Kali Yuga, they say such thoughts, if it doesn't go into action, it's all right. You're not committed sin.
Correct. But still, the thought will spoil your bhajan.
Yeah, but what I want to know, is it a sin by my thought goes that way? But there's no action taking place.
If it's still under the thought process, it's not sinful.
Okay, it's not sinful.
Kali Yuga, when all of us having struggle with our mind, so that what they call, as long the thing is in the thought process. Example, like say something you think badly about a devotee, you keep thinking, it's not a sin. But you must understand, eventually one day the thought will manifest.
For sure, too late for that. That's what my Guru Maharaj told me. Anyway, though you can think about it, but now you can't do anything. Too late,
Yes, too late. But the thing is, it's okay. Physically, everything is too late, never mind. But it can disturb your bhakti, Prabhu.
Yeah, well.
When you want to do chanting, suddenly your thought will go run away and everything. Then suddenly seeing ourselves, oh, I'm old and invalid, So the guilt, the frustration, everything will come in, because it's a strong emotion. That kind of feelings are very strong emotion. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Pray to Krishna, pray to Prabhupada.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before you start chanting, maybe every one of you can consider this. This is what I do. Before I start chanting, I just pray to Radharani, Mother Radharani. I'm going to attempt to chant your holy name. Kindly give me the taste. I don't know what is the taste is all about. So I'm chanting with intention. Okay, I got an intention. So before I could get the taste, Madharani, Radharani or Krishna, please, before I get the taste, make sure that all these unwanted anarthas to remove from me, because I can have the taste and I can remember the taste for some time. Because I know, like what you did to Narada Muni. You just gave one glimpse and after that you disappeared. You are very famous in disappearing. And you're very famous in breaking devotees' heart. Therefore, I beg your lotus feet. All right? Before you could give me a little taste and disappear, but please remove all these unwanted things from my heart. Then you start chanting Hare Krishna. And it works. And it works. Pray. Right? Because I had a tough time to give up habits. But I prayed. One day when I woke up, I start to realize I just don't remember that habit anymore. Even the sound like that, because I was so addicted to beer before. All the things totally lost. But anyway, I pray because still I'm under this illusion, Maya. Sometimes Maya still can come back. That's why we have to still remain in this devotee association we should chant Hare Krishna daily. And of course, by good fortune, by the mercy of each and every one of you that joining this class, that I have been forced to do this class and discuss with all these things. So we are all in this little congregation, even though that we are all separated far, far away, but we are still engaging in this sadhana, bhakti. That means we have already from Karma Kanda, now we are coming to Jnana Kanda, and we are going to deep into Jnana, knowledge. All right? We are going deep into the knowledge because we want to know where is that trigger point that can trigger my bhakti. All right? So that's the thing. All right? Nice question you asked. So there's another 10 more minutes. Okay, let's see.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. My pleasure. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 20, text 27 to 29, the symptoms of such persons are described. Symptoms of this devotee. Something, okay? What is? Jato Shado Mat Katasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu Veda Dukkat Makan Kaman Parityage Pyana Panishvaraha Tato Bajeta Mam Prita Shaddalur Dridda Nishchaya Jushamanas Chatan Kaman Dukka Darkams Cha Garyahan Proktena Bhakti Yogena Bajato Maskrin Mune Kama Hirdaya Nashyanti Sarve Mayi Stite. Having awakened faith in the narration of my glories. Now this is what we are doing. Wow. See how Krishna is showing. See, having awakened the faith in the narration of my glories. So when we are studying all these books to hear and to understand the glories of Krishna. So now we have awakened the faith, at least to listen to the glories. Then by doing that, second step, being disgusted with all material activities. Disgusted means what? Disgusting. Thinking about, oh, yuck. All right. And after that, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. Everything that you think you want to enjoy through your senses is end up suffering. But still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, even though but still by knowing all these, but sometimes devotees still being unable, right? He is being unable to renounce all sense gratification, sense enjoyment. So he still couldn't give up. Renounce means what? Throw away completely, not even thinking about it. Like you're throwing money into the river. There's no way you can get in and get back the money. Just like that. Throwing the coin or gold ring into the river. Finish. One-way ticket. So we couldn't do that. But Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, as Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, but still, my devotees remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Okay. So it also, I think, answer your question, Vaishnava Prabhu. So my devotees remain happy, okay, and worship me with great faith and conviction, even though he sometimes engage in sense enjoyment. My devotees know that all sense gratification leads to miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. He sincerely repenting. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Repenting. When an intelligent person engage constantly, the word we should mark is constantly. It's not whenever you feel like it. He engage constantly in what? In worshipping me through loving devotional service. Right? As described by me, his heart becomes firmly situated in me. Then what happened ultimately? Ultimately, thus all material desires within the heart are destroyed. How the process is going to happen, we do not need to investigate. No need to do research. Prabhu, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, maybe this is thought should be running in your mind. How am I going? Why when this thing will happen to me?
Yeah.
Don't invest. Don't think about it. Because Krishna says, okay, his heart firmly situated in me, okay, then there's all material desires within the heart are destroyed. Who going to destroy it? Krishna going to destroy it. Chapter 10, text. What is the text? What is the text? Bhagavad Gita. The 4 slokas. What do you call? Chatur Sloki. Vivan, what is that first sloka? 10.23, is it?
10,
Is
10.8 to 10.12.
10.8 to 12. Hey, 11 lah, not 12. 8 to 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. So
Yes.
what is Aham Prabhaso? Aham Sarva Prabhaso. I am everything. Illuminate, okay? And the second verse, my 10.8, I am the source of all everything, okay? Then 10.9, my pure devotee takes pleasure, discussing my pastimes. They take a lot of pleasure in doing that. And 10.9, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, yes. What is 10, 10? 10.10. What Krishna says? I come into the heart of a devotee through the shining lamp. That means he said he will bring the torch. He'll bring the torch. You know the torch with the fire on top, the torch light. I said, I will go to the heart. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying exactly, paraphrasing. I will go into the heart of a devotee with the torch of knowledge and remove the darkness which is born out of ignorance. So Krishna will definitely do his part. So the only thing is, we just remain calm and simply practice sadhana bhakti. Chant your rounds. Don't worry about anything else. Because Krishna said, do not worry. You have surrendered to me. You have listened all your previous sarva papebhyo, all your previous sin, karma, all has been taken care. How the thing going to take care? It's not our problem. Just like I'm going for a heart surgery, open heart surgery. I don't need to ask the doctor, how are you going to do it? How are you going to break my lungs? Are you going to cut like this and break my lungs like Hanuman? Or are you going to use any kind of what they call a razor blade, cut my rib bone? Then you're going to put something and like, you know, like you put, they start to open up, open up. So when the thing open up, will it break some other bones? So when you're going to operate, what kind of knife are you going to use? What happens if your hand starts shaking? If you cut the wrong artery, what happens? We do not ask all that to a doctor. Because when we ask, before heart attack, we'll die on the spot. We do not ask the doctor, how are you going to perform the surgery? We just have faith and surrender ourselves to the doctor. And we know, believing that we are in the good hands. Right? Similarly, Krishna has there given us the promises. He said he will take care of us. Just have faith in what Krishna said. And we just do our bhajan. Perform our bhajan with full faith. And how the process of purification, we do not want to waste our intelligence to think about it. We just surrender to Krishna, surrender to our spiritual master, surrender to Srila Prabhupada, surrender to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and all our previous acharyas. All right, because we're going to study one by one of their books. You will be amazed. So we just simply surrender and we just continue. And what is that process of getting purified? We do not need to understand. It's very mysterious, but it will happen. Because that's what all the sadhus have spoken. That's why I said, you know, one of the Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, one of the instruction 8 or 9, Nectar of Devotion, the Nectar of Instruction, what he says, go and stay in Vraja, perform 24 hours bhajan by following a step of an acharya, yes or not? By following a guru, of a devotee, yes or not?
Yeah.
So what we need to do, we simply follow the acharyas. All right, we create Vrindavan in our home by chanting the holy name. By worshipping Tulasi, our house will become Vrindavan. Then after that, we take the instructions of all our spiritual glorious acharyas. You know, I was also inspired one day that we should go and do the studies, the songs, the poetry of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You know, so all they have set that example. They have passed through. They know us in and out. They have created this kind of things because they are all manjaris. they're all manjaris. They're not ordinary devotees. They're all pure of the pure devotees. So they have set the path. So we just simply follow the path. We do not need to know whether this path is right path or not. Just follow. And the end result, we're going to end. Just like sometimes a policeman try to track a person in the what they call in the jungle, which is in the swamp, the swampy area. You know what they do? They follow the footstep. They just follow the footstep and they don't halfway they stop and wonder, is this the footstep of the thief? Right? Or is it the footstep of someone else? They don't. They simply put the thing, just take the magnifying glass like this. They just follow the footstep, follow until they can go to the place and they can catch the thief. Similarly, just follow the footstep. But you do not need to think anything out of the box. That is it. All right. So with this session, I know it's quite heavy session, so we end here. So tomorrow we're going to continue with the conclusion. Oh yeah, it's just another few more phrases. Shall we just continue? Just another one paragraph we are done. So now the conclusion is that association of pious and sinful person who are bereft of Krishna conscious is undesirable. All right. So that means the association of pious and sinful. I mean, people are very pious or sinful people. Both these kind of people are undesirable. Okay. On the other hand, association with person who are sinful yet devoted to Lord is desirable. Even the person is sinful, but he has strong faith in Krishna, is desirable. Okay, devoted, that should be fine. So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first wave, text 2, chapter 2, text 51 quotes the following verse spoken by Maharishi Katyayana in the Katyayana Sanghita. It says, Varam Huta Vahajvala Panjarantar Vyavastitihi Na Shaurichinta Vimukha Jana Sangvasa Vaishasam. Yes, Vivan? Vivan? Yes, Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Prabhu, if when it comes to a person not sinful, but they didn't accept the authority of Krishna, how to accept them?
That's why they said pious people.
In the company.
We have two types of people, right? Now what is mentioned here is, right now when you look at this, okay, it says that the conclusion is that association of pious and sinful, whether the person, they don't accept the authority of Krishna, but they are very good people. They are very pious. They are devotees. I mean, it's not devotees, but they are very good people. Nallonga, pious people, right? I mean, they do good. They go to the temple. They do charity. They do this. They are good people, but they deceive. So the conclusion that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, even associate with pious people or sinful people, both are bereft. Both will destroy or bereft of Krishna consciousness and is undesirable. It is not worth it. You got it?
Okay, Prabhu.
But the association of the person who is sinful, the fellow is a very sinful person. He do all kind of nonsense things, loan shark or this, or whatever nonsense he does, never mind. But still he is devoted to the Lord. This association is desirable. This is okay. Okay? Right. So even a devotee who are sinful is still okay, then associate is non-devotee. Like this, what they call, Maharishi Katyayana, he gave a fantastic, heavy statement here. So what is the statement he said? Right? Let's look at this. He said that in Katyayana Sanghita, it's one of the things that we study in Nectar of Devotion. It says, now let's look at this. Let's look at how heavy statement is this. It is better to accept the miseries, accept the misery, the suffering of being caged within the bars and surrounded by burning flames. That means it says, it is okay, it is better that we stay in a cage. We take the misery, the suffering of staying in the cage, and the cage is blazed. That means fire. The cage is on fire. Everything's on. That means it's burning, and you cannot run. You cannot run because you are in the cage. It's still better than to associate with those who bereft of Krishna consciousness. Those who are against or do not have Krishna consciousness. Such association is very great hardship. It's going to be a great struggle for you in that association. Right? So it is better to accept the miserable that's staying in the cage within the bus, okay, that's surrounded by fire. Then, the word then, associate with those who are bereft of Krishna consciousness. Why? Because such association is a very great hardship. It's not easy. You know, sometimes when the non-devotees come to your house, why like that? Why like this? You know, sometimes they like to go into the kitchen, the deity kitchen, they like to wash the hand, you know, they like to wash the mouth. They bring. So it's not easy because in my family also, I sometimes find it very hard. Sometimes my relations, in-laws all come. Yeah, how many times child also they still cannot listen. And it's so hardship. So when we talk about association, like these people are guests, they come once in a while. But when you stay with this kind of people, it is so hard. It's a great hardship. That's why the king says, it's so, in Chinese we call mafan. So mafan, you know, this process. So while practicing devotional service, one should carefully, again here, Bhaktivinoda Thakura has explained, use this word so many times. Carefully. Carefully means what? You must carefully, means very diligently understand the subject and act accordingly. So while practicing devotional service, one should understand the subject of Jana Sanga. So with this, we complete Jana Sanga, and tomorrow we're going to start with Lauliya, ardent longing and greed. Or in Tamil, Lauliya means Ekam. Ekam. Ekama irukkirathu. Or yengikitu irukkirathu. Longing. Longing means Ekama irukkirathu. Or greed. Greed means, you know, perasai perunastam. So these are the topic that we're going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, with that, we end the session here. So, quick question. Anyone got a question? We have already done this.
Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, the categories of devotees and the categories about the pious and sinful person need to be categorized in two ways, right? So this one is a filter from a person who are aspiring to be a devotee but engage in the sinful activity. And then, but another category is that when it comes to the devotees category, we need to go through the Kanista, Prakita Sahajya, and Madhyama, Uttama, like that, right? The filter is in such a way, right?
Yes. First, anybody, even a sinful person, wants to become a devotee, they are all Kanista because they are starting, right? And all the devotees Kanista. So the filtration should happen in your mind, not by your behavior. When you look someone or doing that, oh, you are Kanista. Oh, Prabhu, I think the flow is Kanista. No, it's within your mind. Okay, now I understand the way it talks. Okay, it's Kanista Prabhu, it's Kanista Adhikari. So what I should do, I should respect him in my mind and just walk off. No need to stay with him, talk to him, and associate with him. All right. Kanista's association is by mind. Right? But when you see a Madhyamadhikari, when you walk into the, you see Madhyamadhikari, then you straight away fall at his feet. Physical expression. When you go to Uttamadhikari, in any environment, right? He can be anywhere. Upon seeing him, you should offer a full Dandavat Pranam. That means Madhyamadhikari, Hare Krishna Prabhu, how are you? I'm so happy to see you, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances, you fall down. But Uttamadhikari, you don't ask all that question. When you see him, straight away offer Dandavat. And you worship him with all your heart. You got it, Vivan?
Okay, Prabhu. Got it.
The filtration should happen in your mind, not by discussion. Do not stay with another devotee and discuss about his character. Prabhu, you think he should be Kanista, is it? If you want to talk, maybe you can talk to your senior. Try to get some clarification. It's okay. But not to discuss, to find fault, and to show your supremacy. Where we studied that? Under the Prajalpa, under the debate. When the debate is conquer. We want to conquer other person, we debate. At the same time, to show our supremacy, that I am a great person. Just because of that, this is the false ego. So we have to avoid it. Good question. Any other question? Okay. If there's no question, we end the session here. Thank you so much. I know that this topic is quite heavy, but of course, always keep that in our mind. We want to become a pure devotee of the Lord. We must know the mystery behind the process of being a pure devotee. All this we get to know first, and we pray to Krishna that we can get that opportunity to practice this level of bhakti. Right? So until then, have a beautiful day. Vancha kalpaturubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhayo namo. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Gauranga.